police officers in the department. I'd like to welcome you all this morning. Thank you for coming out to showcase the Newcastle County Police Department's new smartphone application. As you're going to see this morning, the application has various interactive features. I'm going to display it for you this morning. And it's our hope that this will be an additional social media tool that helps us improve the communication with the department and the public. I'd like to start this morning by welcoming and bringing up our Newcastle County Executive, Thomas B. Gordon, to the podium for some brief remarks.
Thank you all for coming, and I saw Councilman Joe Reddick here. I don't know if I don't have a list in front of me. I'm sure if there's any other council people here. We'd like to recognize them. Somebody going to go through this? Okay, we have our distinguished Director of Public Safety here, Director Joe Bryant. I would like to stand up to recognize him. So we have Director Elmer. Is he still with us? Is he? Is this from the earlier meeting? Jim Smith is here. Tony Prado. We have Karen Boylan. Karen. Rudy. Good to see you, Rudy. This is Rob. Where's she at? Good to see you back there. Susan Moore. Representative Councilman Bill Day. We have Jeff Miller and Assistant Chief Dan Bolt. It's a very important day, and I'm very proud of the management team out here in Newcastle County for two reasons. One, keeping on the cutting edge of technology, which is really the future of policing as county, state, and country. And the fact that they've come up with this program today that I think is going to allow a lot of community members and people that may not feel comfortable calling in information because of being reported or being found out. They can do it through this wonderful app, and I'm not an expert on this. I'm going to congratulate the people that brought it and hope that this is a great day where we can begin to talk to the public about the future and how they can communicate with the police department. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to our wonderful Colonel. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Greatly appreciated. We are in a time of changing policing tactics. We are no longer able to just go out and talk to our witnesses. And this is very, very clear in the most recent homicide in Brookside, where I can't give a lot of details. I can say this. Hundreds and hundreds of people are present, and we have produced not a single cooperating witness as to how this young man met his fate and died that night. Social media is how the young and a great amount of our citizens communicate with one another. And this is a multifunctional tool that is going to allow us to invite the public literally to be deputized. Look down at their smartphone and consider it a police radio. It is difficult to call in, get through the proper channels, or write a letter and get it to go exactly where you want the credit to go or information to go. This app removes all of that. You're instantly able to commend an officer. You can even report misconduct. But more importantly, you can use complete anonymity to send in tips that we need to solve these crimes. When people are able to conveniently reach into their phone and say, here's what I know, we're not going to make any attempt at figuring out who they are, nor do we want to. We simply want the information to come in so we have a better chance of resolving these crimes. We have instituted quite a few programs that involve technology, and we have made great strides in Newcastle County, dropping crime in almost every area in double-digit reductions in Newcastle County. But there are 500,000 people in Newcastle County, and there are only 350 county police officers. So this app basically is us asking all of our concerned citizens to step up to their civic responsibility and help us stop these crimes and at least solve the ones that have occurred. We'll continue to be a proactive police department, and we'll reduce as much crime as humanly possible with the handful of officers that we do have. But with the help of the public, we can become extremely powerful in stopping and solving crime with this simple app. When people have the convenience of reaching into their pocket and pushing a button, and again, being completely anonymous, I think you're going to see quite a few people download this app and want to be part of this agency that is changing policing in Castle County for the better. As I said earlier, and I'll say again, when you're seeing double-digit reductions in robbery, double-digit reductions in burglary, double-digit reductions in homicide, it speaks to what we're doing, where we're going, and part of that has been harnessing technology. I want to take a second and acknowledge my Chief Technology Officer, Captain Wendy Fieser, who's responsible for keeping us up on the cutting edge of technology, and more importantly, finding the federal, state, and county money to do it. So we have had a great success here with technology, and this app is going to be no different. Thank you, Captain Fieser, for your efforts and your team as well. See her Executive Officer, Lieutenant Rich Dunning, sitting there. A lot of work. Agencies that don't have a technology officer are 100 miles behind us right now. Any agency that is not harnessing technology and trying to keep up with the criminals who are using technology against us, just as sophisticated as any technology out there, is making a mistake. And that's why we're going to get ahead of them and stay out of them. And this app is going to help us do it. When people realize that they literally can send any tip they want directly to the source that's investigating it and know that they're not even going to be contacted, you're going to see an outpouring of public support. It's going to take a little bit of time for the app to catch on. Once it does, I guarantee you, you're going to see positive results. We put the app up on the widget. You go to your Apple Store, the app is free. You push download on your smartphone or your iPhone, and you access it just like you access any other app out there. Your icons will come up. They're all touch icons. You can contact the county council. Council can contact us. You can see our crime maps. You can see anything about the agency that you're interested in as far as the chain of command and the people that run the county as well as the agency. Let's click on About NCCPD. You can submit tips. Here's background on the agency and the folks that are here managing it. Then clip over to where someone can make a tip. So you can go through your department contacts and you can submit a tip. Again, about any of these things, everything from graffiti, speeding, all these crimes are real crimes. They can no longer be dismissed as nuisance crimes. We have an obligation to investigate them, and this is what people are concerned about. So what we know from our online surveys that people take, that they're more concerned about the speeding, they're more concerned about the drug dealing in the parks, they're more concerned about the quality of life crime. So we've made an obligation to investigate those. Now you can send a tip in through this channel without being identified. And again, if you want to get right down to brass tacks and you saw the shooting in Brookside and you want to say, this is who I believe did it and I saw him do it, you can do that with complete and utter anonymity. And of course, if you want to reach out to the police department and identify yourself, you have that option too. But I think the big push here is that everyone's going to realize it's not so hard to get to the right piece of the police department at the right time and get the information to the right person. This app does that for you at the push of your fingertips. Let's bring the main screen back up there. So as you can see, you can commend an officer, you can do questions and feedback, you can submit your tips. It's all again at your fingertips. And when people get used to this app, and this is what's popular out there, we're going to have a flood of information on our end. We welcome that. We want the information. We will take the time to sort through it. We will answer your questions, and we are going to have a greater ability to investigate these crimes where 800 witnesses, no one saw anything. That makes policing tough. So this is going to change that, and I'm convinced of that. And I thank the county executive for investing in technology when it's expensive. But honestly, to not do it, we'll be left behind. Questions? Any questions from the media? If you would like to stick around and talk to us personally, talk to any of our officers in regards to this program, we'd be happy to do that. If not, if there's no questions from anyone in the general public, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Yes. Yeah, we are going to mention our regional meetings. The regional meetings are not replacing our community meetings. They simply put out a greater amount of information that the next round of regional meetings is to introduce this app to the varying communities in Newcastle County so that we can get the maximum amount of people to download the app. The sooner they download it, the sooner they start using it, the better off we are. January 9th at the Bear Library. January 13th is at the Gilliam Building, 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. All meetings are 6:30 to 7:30. January 15th at the NCCPD Police Academy in Kimberton, 6:30 to 7:30. January 16th at the Townsend Fire Hall, 6:30 to 7:30. And January 22nd at the Brandywine Town Center, 6:30 to 7:30 for the Northern Districts. Those are all the major districts in Newcastle County. And again, the big push is to get everyone that we can, and tell your family, tell your friends, download this app. It's easy to use. It updates you on where you are with the police department, what they're doing in your area, it shows you your crime map, and again, it gives you the ability to act as part of the agency. And that's the part we're most excited about. Yes, sir.
Sean Wyman, Newcastle Community News. Have you been able to, have you tracked any downloads so far? Do you know if it's?
We have not put it out to the public yet. This is our first, toe in that water, so I won't have a good answer for you, but very shortly after these community meetings, yes, we'll be able to track how many downloads there have been. And I think you're going to see people in Newcastle County as well as Wilmington be very interested in this because there are people out there that have information and they're simply afraid. They are afraid, and some of them with good reason. It's tough to pick up the phone, identify yourself, and put yourself out there when you have to go back to the community and live with the people you just basically reported to the police department. So, additional questions? Yes?
You say you can report these anonymously, but the police department has a way of finding out where a cell phone number comes from or who owns that cell phone number. So you could actually find out who that anonymous.
No, it's protected and it's washed through a particular program where you do have completed anonymity. Anything additional? Please feel free to stick around and talk to anyone about the app in regards to our community services unit or our chief technology officer, Kat Feeser. Rich Dunning's here. They know a lot more about it than I do, but what I do know about it is it's going to change the way people give us crime tips. And it's going to give them protection, and that's the most important part. Thank you, sir. Thank you all for coming.